In the frozen outskirts of Manchuria, where winter winds howl across desolate plains, there once stood a facility so secret that even many within the Japanese military never knew it existed. A place where thousands entered and none returned. A place built not for healing, but for the systematic destruction of the human body in the name of science. Tonight, we unseal the doors of a wartime nightmare buried for decades. This is Unit 731, Japan's darkest secret. A facility where doctors became executioners and human lives were reduced to disposable test subjects. Stay with me, because what you're about to hear was never meant to escape its walls. Why was Unit 731 created? Officially, it was called the Epidemic Prevention and Water Purification Department, a harmless title hiding an unspeakable truth. Under the leadership of Shiro Ishii, a brilliant but dangerously ambitious physician, the unit promised medical innovation. But beneath that promise lay a hunger for power. The power to weaponize disease itself. Rumors spread among nearby villages. Stories of trucks entering at night, cries echoing through freezing air. But no one dared investigate, because anyone who approached the compound's tall walls and barbed wire simply disappeared. Inside the facility of horror, inside Unit 731, the victims known coldly as Maruta, meaning logs were subjected to experiments designed to push the human body to its absolute limits. There were no anesthetics, no ethical boundaries, no mercy. Vivisection experiments. Some prisoners were dissected alive so researchers could observe the effects of disease on living organs. Once the subject fell ill, their suffering was not the end, but only the beginning. Frostbite chambers. In a room colder than the outside winter, subjects' limbs were frozen until the flesh turned black. Researchers would strike the frozen limbs with a stick, and if the sound resembled a wooden board, the experiment had succeeded. Biological warfare tests. Unit 731 cultivated plague, anthrax, cholera, and typhus. These were not confined to laboratories. Villages were deliberately infected. Water wells were poisoned. Police carrying the plague were released into towns, sparking outbreaks that claimed entire communities. Pressure and weapon testing. Subjects were placed inside pressure chambers until their eyes ruptured. Others were strapped to stakes while grenades, flamethrowers, and chemical weapons were tested on their bodies. Forced infections. Some victims were injected with animal blood. Others were deprived of food, water, or oxygen as researchers studied how long the human body could endure suffering. And through it all, meticulous notes were taken. Every scream documented. Every death recorded. Every atrocity is justified as scientific advancement. When World War II ended, the world learned of Nazi war crimes and held the Nuremberg trials. But Unit 731, its doctors walked free. Why? Because the United States struck a deal. Immunity in exchange for the data collected from human experimentation. Ishii Shiro lived a peaceful life until his death. Many Unit 731 members went on to hold prominent medical positions in post-war Japan. The victims, their names were buried, their stories silenced. Their suffering was dismissed as classified information. Unit 731 didn't just hide its horrors during the war. It continued hiding them long after the world believed justice had been served. If you're drawn to the hidden corners of history and the mysteries long buried in shadow, hit subscribe and join the Uncharted files.